Hey, good morning, everybody. A little bit foggy, and there's some nice waves rolling in here. A lot of surfers up and down the beach here in Surfside, California. Good morning, by the way. Hope you're having a lovely day. Fishing is off the hook. I don't know if it can get any better than it is right now. It is absolutely phenomenal. Crazy stuff going on right now, including half-day boat. Dorado in Southern California. Northern Baja continues to bite for the Ensenada Pongero fleet and others who are down in that neck of the woods. And we have got tuna, we have got Dorado, we've got great fishing everywhere you look in Southern California. You know what time it is, everybody. Good morning. It's time for the morning briefing. Hey, good morning, everybody. It is great to be back with you again. It's a gorgeous morning here in SoCal. Hope you're out on that big, beautiful ocean catching lots of fish, because they are there, and we're going to get into it all for you. If you're coming to Southern California, we'll have a wrap-up on where you should fish. If you live here, man, I'll tell you, fishing can't get much more outstanding than it is right now. Over 15,000 of you joined us for the morning briefing the other day. Thank you so very much for your great support. And thank you for hitting that like button. Give us a thumbs up here this morning. It means a lot to us, and so many of you are doing just that. It really, really helps us. I can't thank you enough for doing that. There's still time to get over to Costa Mesa and hit that tackle meet. A few more hours left. They're doing raffles every half hour. The Fibbers Club is there, and much of the money, if not all of it, goes to taking kids fishing. So that's a great thing. If you can get over there, you can see exactly where it's located. Drop on by and say hi to everybody there. I'll be out at Bass Pro Shops in Rancho Cucamonga attending a seminar my son Philip is putting on with regard to surf fishing, so that should be a lot of fun. I'll be there about 1 to 3 this afternoon. If you'd like to come by and say hello, I would love to say hello to you, and thank you very much for your great support, because it means so much to us. We also have a free kids trip coming up out of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. You drop your kids off and then come back and pick them up later on in the day. It should be a wonderful day. We've got 17 volunteers on board, and we're teamed up with the IGFA, and they are going to teach knot tying, and everything is provided, rods, reels, food. It should be a really wonderful day on the water, and that will be the 29th of October, 10 a.m. You can hang out with us before we depart. At 12 noon, we'll be doing some check-in stuff, and then also we'll be doing knot tying and some other great stuff. So your kids have got to be between the ages of 8 and 15. And once again, you drop them off with us and pick them up later. I know Chuck over at the Redondo Rod and Reel Club said, perfect opportunity for a date day with my wife. So he's going to drop his son off, and then off he's going to go. Should be a lot of fun. Just text me if you want to get your son or daughter on that trip. That is 657-227-6459. Few spots left. Hope you can take advantage of it. All right. What the heck is going on this October? I mean, trick or treat, Halloween, it's all treat right now, and it is magnificent fishing. When the half-day boat Southern Cal down there out of Oceanside is coming up with Dorado, you know you've got something really special on your side. 15 guys, 36 Dorado on the SoCal. Yesterday, some outstanding fishing going on, and it just doesn't want to slow down. Let's start you out on the other side of the border, down in Ensenada, where the Pongeros down there continue to send me photos and information about outstanding fishing. Blackfin out there on Puta Banda, he said a 20-mile run and you're in them. We're finding giant kelps loaded with Dorado. There's some bluefin, there's a lot of yellowfin around, there's marlin around. It's tremendous fishing that is going on down there for the guys out of Ensenada. Many of you, like me, love to drive across the border and take advantage of the Baja hospitality down there, the great food. Just the adventure of driving into Baja is always really, really great. And I'm telling you, there's some outstanding fishing going on. Outstanding fishing for those guys. Also, Arnie Man, he operates down there, and we've got Costa Baja fishing down there. All those guys, great folks who will put you on the fish. You don't get them every single time. You don't get them out of San Diego every single time. You don't get them here on the beach every single time. I don't even know what's going on behind me. You'll have to let me know if somebody gets a bite. But the adventure is always there when you go to northern Baja. I love it, southern Baja, any part of Mexico. I love traveling in that neck of the woods all throughout Latin America, Costa Rica. There's some really great adventures awaiting you down there in that neck of the woods. So let me go over the tackle once again. And much of this tackle will work for the offshore scene here in Southern California. And I'm talking about LA Orange County based landings, Long Beach, Newport Beach, San Pedro, all of those guys down there, Oceanside. Tremendous fishing going on right now. And so the tackle is virtually the same. And you go to the heavier tackle when the intensity of the bite is greater, or you have some really, really wide open fishing going on. Big fish, wide open fishing, that's when you want to go to the heavy. And heavy will define as 40-pound fly line right now. Anything from a number 2 size hook to a 2.0 size hook. Most of the time it's going to be a 1.0, 2.0 when you've got a decent size sardine. Take your time, choose a good hot bait. And when I say 40-pound, I'm talking fluorocarbon. We like Opsin, www.opsinusa.com. Greg Brown will send you a love note, and he will send you a free gift when you put FAN at checkout. So that is your tackle for fly line. Now, the admonition is bring some 25-pound. You definitely want to have that with you because you'll get on a kelp that's finicky at times. When it doesn't want to bite, even you can drop down to 20-pound. Even, this is sacrilege, I understand, but 15-pound. But you're getting into dicey situation if you're a new angler. That's for guys who really know what they're doing, know how to pull on a fish, know how to get them on board. You'll get a lot more bites when you go down on your fluorocarbon and you drop your hook size down. So this is all based on the size of the fish and the intensity of the bite. You've got to be paying attention. Not sure how to do that? Introduce you to a crew member, introduce yourself, and make sure you say, I'm new at this. What do I go in the water with first of all? Like if somebody says, there's a kelp, what do I go in the water? And they're going to have a suggestion for you, and then they're going to tell you how to change and adapt to different situations that will unfold in front of you. You know, one thing, and many of you have been pointing this out, and you're absolutely right about this, Dorado grows so fast. The longer they hang out here, the bigger they are. And I mean, they grow really fast. Like a 2-year-old Dorado can be 40, 50 pounds. They eat everything inside and they grow super, super fast. Can you imagine putting their genetic makeup into a calico bass, 40-pound calico in 2 years? Anyway, I digress. Dorado grow fast, so they are getting big. I mean, there's like about a 12-pound average to those things. And we typically see nice fish up over 20, 25 pounds. Not only do we have copious amounts of Dorado right now, but we've got these fish growing in size, and it has been a remarkable year so far, and it is not slowing down at all. Let's jump over to some of the San Diego-based boats, and I shake my head in awe. I shake my head in awe of the crews who've been working so hard all year long. Take care of those guys. Tip your crew. They really work their tails off. Work ethic, second to none. And I marvel at the fishing because it's that good. Daiwa Pacific limits of bluefin tuna 50 to 120 pound fish. That is a beautiful grade of fish. Pacific Islander, come on, 5 fish over 200 pounds. They had 45 bluefin, and they had 18 over 100 pounds for 16 anglers on a 1.75 day trip. That is absolutely incredible fishing. The San Diego was out, you know, they leave in the morning, come back in the afternoon. Limits of Dorado, 2 bluefin, beautiful weather. The Liberty, what a day for the Liberty. 40 guys, limits of Dorado with 80 Dorado, and then they top off with 77 bluefin tuna. Much of that bluefin tuna is 25 to 50 pounds, but we are seeing fish that get up over 200 pounds on a fairly regular basis. That means you definitely have to have some heavy tackle with you. If you're fishing that big grade bluefin, you've got to have leaders that are 200 pound. You've got to be fishing 100-pound spectra. You've got to be prepared. And a lot of that fishing, those great big fish, are being taken at night up here around Catalina and San Clemente Island, down at the Coronado Islands. It's everywhere. That nighttime bite, of course, is going to be accomplished really, really well with the heavier flat fall jigs, the knife jigs, the SK Daiwa jigs, anywhere from 200 to 500 grams. Depending on wind and current, that is how you're going to choose how heavy a lure you're going to want. And as my old friend Joe Martinez, who caught that big 300-pounder up on the Endeavor, says, the guys that get down first are the guys that get bit. Captain says drop. That is not a good time to take your coffee like I do and take a sip. That is the time to be on it. Drop fast, get on it. Joe says, the captain says drop 300 feet. I drop 350, come back up through the fish. So that is good stuff. All right, even here in the LA Orange County area, San Pedro Base Boats, Native Sun, 30 Dorado yesterday. I refuse to just say that's a okay score. That's great fishing. The Freedom, 8 yellowfin, 30 bluefin out of there. The Thunderbird had a 253-pound bluefin tuna for Ryan Burnson, fishing 80-pound with a sinker rig. That is awesome fishing. Freelance yesterday with a couple of Dorado per angler. Excellent fishing. 12 bluefin and so a few yellowfin mixed into that 12 count. That doesn't count. That are really good. Enterprise, 33 guys, 95. Dorado, awesome fishing for those guys. They were recommending a 2 to 4 size hook and 20 pounds. So that's why you need that variety of tackle. You hear different boats recommending different tackle. It's because they had a different experience. You need to be ready for all those experiences because you don't know what you're going to be presented with, which is part of the beauty of this whole thing. Western Pride with 22 guys, 114 Dorado. It doesn't get any better than this. I'm skipping over many scores because it becomes redundant at some point in time. But the incredible mix of these beautiful acrobatic flatheads and these bluefin and yellowfin, man, I'll tell you, it doesn't get any better than it is. What an October. We may ride this into November, December. We don't get any winter-based storms, and I think you're going to be catching tuna throughout that entire period. And if the water stays somewhat warm, all these Dorado are going to hang around. And Mike Morrison's theory right now, remember Mike Morrison, the manager over there at 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro, California, said the other day, and I laughed at it, I think he's right, all those Dorado that are up there off Oregon and Northern Cal, they got to come back this way. And when they do, we're going to catch them. And Mike might be right. I mean, we are seeing a rebite, and it's fantastic, and it's as good as it could possibly get. So here we go with some awesome fishing, and I'm so happy you're taking part in it all. Don't forget, October 23rd, we'll be celebrating 1 million views, all thanks to you. I thought we'd achieve that goal right around that time. I think we might achieve it next week. We are ripping here, and that's all due to you hitting that like button and watching and sharing our reports. I can't thank you enough for helping us to grow so rapidly here in Southern California and throughout the world. We've got viewers in Taiwan and Mexico and, well, just about everywhere. We thank you very much for that. All right, great fishing. LA Orange County based boats are getting them now. It's great, awesome weather. You see that big waves coming into the beach, but you got foggy and pretty flat, calm seas. And that's the way it's supposed to be here in the fall in Southern California. The fall months are our best weather months. They're normally very, very calm with very little wind. This year has been an exceptionally windy year, but hopefully that's going to calm down. Now, I have got some island fishing that's going to knock your socks off. It's really good. Let's start south of the border. Todos Santos Island, which is located off Ensenada, Baja California, Mexico. They've got a lot of yellowtail there, but just outside of there, they've got all that offshore stuff I was talking about. Guys that stop at the Coronado Islands are catching yellowtail and bonita. There's a few barracuda still hanging out. Good calico bass fishing. Really nice fishing there at Todos Santos Islands. If that's what you want to do, you certainly have that as an alternative available to you, or you can go offshore and then hit it on the way back. All right, we told you yesterday that Scott Buchert, my buddy, everybody knows Scotty. He is the best. He was on board the Grande yesterday, and Scott filed a great report. He's got video here and photos from an absolutely spectacular day on board the Grande yesterday with 35 anglers, 98 yellowtail, and a bunch of bonita to go along with it. Scott said if you could get a jig down to the bottom, you were bit. He said it was as good as you could possibly want it. Wide open, almost a hump, almost 100 yellows yesterday on the Grande fishing the Coronado Islands. Dropper loop and yo-yo type jigs, heavier type jigs. I'm telling you, they work so good. That was Sakana, killing them. Flat falls, killing them. yo-yo irons, tatties, all those jigs, heavier, get them down deep, they were getting bit. Were the smaller jigs working or the larger jigs? Scott said, didn't matter. They were biting everything you dropped on them. And you're not dropping a jig. I'm telling you here now. I'm not telling you, I'm advising you. Okay, do what you want. 40 pound at least, okay? You want to fish 40. You can look at the grade of fish that we're talking about here. It's nice grade, yellowtail. It's outstanding fishing. And to think that just outside of the Coronado Islands is all this tuna and Dorado, and then you have that kind of a bite going on at the Coronado Islands. Man, we are living in special, blessed times. No question about it. Really great fishing. San Clemente Island, a lot of yellows there. All this yellowtail that flushed up here earlier in the year invaded the islands also. So there's some really great fishing. A lot of that's going on in the short water, like 50 feet. So you've got to hook those yellows at SCI on heavier line with a bigger hook, and then you got to hang on for all you're worth because they pull hard, and they'll get you into those rocks and structure. So you got to be really, really, really careful in that kind of a bite. So great fishing there. And then Channel Islands, we're catching mostly rockfish right now, but that's subject to change like that. Get a flash of sea bass. We'll get a few halibut. We'll catch some bass. Been good fishing up in the Channel Islands all year long. It's been outstanding, really great. Along the coast, down there in Ensenada, good bass fishing along their coastal, rugged, beautiful Baja region. Punta Banda, La Bufador, all those areas have been producing really well. Up there in San Diego, still get flashes of good bonita and yellowtail, but there's Dorado right outside. Their half-day boats. We'll probably be catching them today. Who knows? Oceanside, we'd mentioned SoCal with Dorado along the beaches. Still some decent calico bass fishing, a lot of shorts for Dana and those areas up in Redondo and Marina del Rey. Decent bass fishing, lots of short bass, but also some legal bass at times also. And then Channel Islands, you know, boats like the Island Spirit with Cody Rogers continue to do really well on the whitefish and mixed rockfish. That bite has been spectacular. It's been great fishing on that. And also with all this warm water and these Dorado pushing in here, we do have a very good chance to see some really local boats, half day. I know it's already happened, but I mean more of that happening here as we move deeper into the fall. It's really outstanding fishing. Aloha Spirit, 18 guys, 16 calico, 6 sheepshead, a halibut, a sculpin, 17 on the rockfish, 130 on the whitefish. Island Spirit yesterday, 35 calico bass, 10 sand bass, a white sea bass, 10 bonito, 11 rockfish, 5 whitefish, and a sculpin, and a partridge in a pear tree. Of course, I had to throw that in there. Coral Sea up down to Santa Barbara, copious amounts of great rock fishing going on there. So that bite has been spectacular also. Really fantastic fishing. Can't wait for our Relentless trip at the end of this month. We are sold out on that one. We are leaving on a Saturday night, back in on a Monday, and then I'm going down to fish with my friends at Blackfin down in Baja California. That should be also a lot of fun. So get over to Costa Mesa and say hi to everybody at the Fibbers for me. Please do that. You'll have a lot of fun. There's new tackle, used tackle, raffles, a lot of that money going to help take kids fishing. Don't forget about our free fishing trip. If you want to get your kids on there for a great free experience, I'll be taking photos so you'll be able to see it all, and you can hang out from 10 to noon before we depart. Just be back to pick your kids up at 5 o'clock. And also I'll be at Bass Pro from about 1 to 3 today. I'm going to try to get there at 12 noon, but 1 to 3, and then I'm off to another event. So folks, how can I thank you? So many of you are joining us, over 15,000 the other day for a morning briefing. I really appreciate it if you could hit that smash button, or smash that like button, hit that smash button, hit that like button, and share today's report with somebody you love. I would deeply appreciate it. All right, have a wonderful day. It's a beautiful Saturday. Hope you're out catching some fish, and I'll see you again really, really soon.